Hi there, it's Tim with Far North Magic. Today is we're going to be looking at some more Commander sets to see what cards that might get reprinted in Commander Masters. And we're going to start with Commander 20 and then 21 and then look at AFR Commander and Streets. The last two sets are probably not going to have anything much, but the first two, I think, will have some really good targets, as some of these guys just need to get reprinted. So we're going to look at c20 first, and for the most part, this set's always been a lot of the free spells or bust. Free spells are the most of the value of the set, especially for anyone who was able to get these sets at a cheaper price than retail. And these cards have held up pretty well, even though like Commander 20 has had a pretty good print run, and yeah, they're just still pretty good value. I think that they'll all get hit. There was also a commander slot in the Ikoria collectors, but still kind of difficult to hit any particular one you were hoping for sure. So a lot of the values concentrated in the 4 of the big 5 free spells. The Obscuring Haze is the fog one. That's down here quite a while. So it's like $4 and change. But they've hit Flawless Maneuver. It was maybe about double, but it was in the Boros deck for All Will Be One. So I'm almost surprised it's still $10. Deadly Rollick, Fierce Guardianship, and SWAT are the big 3, and I suspect that they'll drop quite a bit if there's a very plentiful reprint on them. But I guess the other cards that would be good to hit would be like Shared Animosity and Species Specialist. I think the Specialist might get hit just because of Tribal, and also it was only the one printing. The rest of these guys are all kind of... A lot of the rest of this set is not that exciting. I'm always surprised the Chrome is worth anything. I guess it gets reprinted only every few years. Beast Whisperer might get hit again, I would think, just because, like, to get some variants out for it, some extra foils, even though there was like the retail promo foils of that were like 1 million of them. Yeah, and then it just drops off quite bad, like pretty much like all the sets now. Like there's just like a super amount of concentrated value in like a handful of cards, and then like you just have a bunch of like sub $2 cards that are like reprinted a bunch of times until they're like they get under $2, then they get under $1, then they're just like around. Looking at 2021, I think some of the cards like the Veyron, Andrix, those type of cards, the Brina, they might get hit just because I guess they have a non-foil with the extended, but I guess I would think that some of the new cards might just get hit just because, like the Hellkite Tyrant might get hit. Kind of surprised it's still holding in over 10. Just like some like solid cards, not really anything too spectacular. Yeah, you'd just be yeah, nothing too crazy, but just kind of is what it is. There's just too many decks now, and like cards get pushed out too fast. Like you had what was this, like Monologue Tax and the Archaeomancer's Map, and those were like really solid white cards, like helping white get like caught up and like not be terrible, and then like they're now just like getting outclassed multiple. Like you've got such a big push on some of these cards like just being white cards that are like helping white be good, and then like they just get outclassed like a year later, and it's like, wow, that's just great. With the AFR Commander set, I think the biggest target would be the Heroic Intervention. It's really solid. It could probably get hit again and still be $10 just because it's so useful. Maybe the dragon gets hit. But yeah, it's not maybe Prosper gets hit even. Like it's not a huge amount of like I like this like AFR set. I've done well like turning them over, but just when you look at them, they're like kind of unsuspecting, and you're like, oh, okay, well these things are kind of meh. I suspect that like stuff like Anger gets hit, and maybe Utopia Sprawl could get hit again. Vandal Blast, like some of the good uncommon, like $5 uncommon, $4 or $5 uncommons are like kind of like, why? That's kind of a very big miss on like stuff like, I feel at least, where like even this Talisman of Indulgence, I'm still surprised it's like $3. I don't know. Yeah, I still don't know why Rancor is as much as it is. It's just like, I guess we're getting into like the dregs, but that's where you make your money, into like the $1 and $2 cards. Realistically, you don't make your money off of all the $20 cards because there's just not enough of them. Let's take a quick look at the Streets of New Capenna, and I don't suspect that anything will get severely targeted here. I think maybe the Benny Brax, just because it was a non-commander deck card that could get caught. But like these decks didn't do a whole lot. Like I like these decks early on. And you have a lot of white cards that are decent, but they haven't held up worth anything close to their original. Like Smuggler's Share was so expensive. Now it's like $10. Yeah, just a lot of the full art extended art cards are the ones filling up the top. But like even like Reign of Riches was like a card for a hot minute, and it's almost nothing now. It's like, oh, this is so rough. So I don't know, it's very hard to tell if they would pull anything from here. Like maybe they'd pull a Scoot Mob, a Scoot Swarm, or like a something that's like a almost not like an evergreen card, but like a. I don't think they target anything that was these decks specifically, but like the Beastmaster Ascension or Scoot Mob or something. Like I don't know if they'll target the new cards out of this set. Just because like Ponder is always a surprise to me that it's still over $2. Considering like they put it almost every year, it seems like it's in one of the Commander sets. And I know that's not a big reprinting, but like it's still some supply. And how many more times do they need to reprint it? Like I'm still surprised Path is like $2. But again, like I look at Path and go like you need like about 20 Paths before you feel you have enough. At least that's when I played like competitively. Well, when I played in constructed formats, I thought that at least you need like 15 to 20 Paths before you thought you'd have too much. If you didn't want to like port your cards deck to deck, but yeah, so nothing too exciting in the Streets decks even really. So guess we're gonna finish it off here. I guess my question is what was your favorite card from any of these sets? And are you waiting just to buy singles of Commander Masters, or are you planning to pre-order anything? I'd like to know, and I hope to see you next time. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care, and bye.